Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Can you believe it has been 2 years since I last uploaded, but today I'm going to show you how to make this fantastic Christmas card. Now I know it doesn't look like a Christmas card, it almost looks like a scene, and that's what it is. So we have a beautiful Christmassy window, and if we go inside we can kind of peek through the window there. We have a Christmas tree complete with just a little candle there just to add a little bit of magic to it. But that is our Christmas scene, a beautiful button Christmas tree hanging above a roaring fire. So let's get to making. If you hear any barking, you have this man to thank. But anyway, let's crack on to what you will need. I hope you've got a pencil and paper ready because this is quite long. Okay. So first of all, you are going to need a printed out picture of a Christmassy background, a fireplace, anything like that. It doesn't matter if it's already got the Christmas tree in it. You need a poly wallet, a pipe cleaner, I've got gold of course, a paintbrush. Now this is a flat edge paintbrush and we'll come on to that when we get on to painting. Push pins, a piece of card and another piece of cardboard, just anything like that. So just almost like two rectangular shapes and a square shape there. A card, a playing card as your background, well, as your base. A piece of wrapping paper or any design that you like, and that's going to go on the back, so it needs to be the same size. An assortment of green buttons, so these are all green. We've got big ones, medium-sized ones and small ones. Brown paint. Fake snow, mine is glittery, of course. If you don't have glittery snow, you can use cotton wool, but why not have glittery snow? And of course, some glue. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cut out a square for our window. So you can do this by just finding any square object, drawing around it with a pencil, and then putting a hole in with some scissors or something sharp. You can get an adult to help you, and then just cut round the lines. Then you're ending up with this little peephole. So first thing we're going to want to do is cut out our background piece and cut it to size because it needs to fit here. So that's going to be our background. So remember, this is the window, we're peeking through into the living room. So I need to cut it to fit this little square shape. Okay, so as you can see, all I've done is cut the background to size, and now I've got this beautiful little Christmassy fireplace. Right, next we are going to move on to the bricks. Okay, right, so brick time. Now, the reason why I suggested a flat square nosed, I'm not sure how to describe this, a flat squared paintbrush is because it's just a lot easier to do the bricks with, because we just need to dip it in paint and do that, and then we've already got a rectangular shape for brick. But if you don't have one of these, you can just get a normal paintbrush and just kind of draw out the rectangle and then paint them in, or you can get some sort of printing material, so a little piece of sponge that you can cut into a cuboid and then you can print like that. So it doesn't really matter, however, whichever method you use, but we're going to use the paintbrush for this one. Okay, super. So now we have our brickwork on the front, and whilst that is drying, we can get on to making our Christmas tree. Okay, so I've actually put some lights on under here so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But what you're going to do is collect up your buttons, and what you need to do is arrange them in an order going from biggest to smallest, because that's the order that you are going to stack them in. So just get them in a nice line like that, and then we can get on to threading them onto the pipe cleaner. Okay, so what we're going to want to do first is make a little knot at the bottom, so then when we put the buttons down, they're not just going to slide off the end. So just tie it into a little knot. Doesn't have to be anything neat. You don't want it to be too small or anything like that. So, ooh, these are tricky. But there we go. So just something like that, like a little base, and then we've got our base there. If my camera focuses, do you want to focus? There we go. Oh, do you? There we go, so we've got a little circle base there, so then the button's just going to sit on the bottom. Okay, so let's start with the first big one. I'm really sorry that this is not focusing. Let me try again. There we go, a bit better. So that's my first one. And then let's thread through my second one. You see how I can let go of that bottom one, and because I've put that knot on, it's not falling off the end. So you have to try and find the holes and thread it through. Vicarious links to sewing nonetheless. And another one. So just pushing them down and threading them. Don't push too hard because that knot is not indestructible, but it's just holding everything in place. Next button. There we go again, threading it down. Next one. Next one. And then the last one. Oh, we've got 4 holes to choose from there. There we go. So here is my little Christmas tree. He's a cutie. And then what you're going to do is take one push pin, pop them at the top like that, because that's going to be our star. And then with a little bit of pipe cleaner, just wrap it around the top like that. Not all the pipe cleaner in, just literally at the top here. Not all the way down, just at that top. Just winding it round like that, just so it's nice and secure. And there we go. We've got a little star on the top. Right, now by the power of Miss K magic, the front has magically dried, or rather semi-dried. And what we're going to do now is create that window using a poly wallet from over here. All I'm going to do is pop this down and get a rough guess at the shape, and then with a pair of scissors I'm just going to cut out a rough square. Right, so I've done that, just remembering that the square that you cut out, it needs to be bigger than the actual square hole, because then that's what we're going to use to stick it down. If you do a really tiny square like that, you're going to have nothing to stick it on the back with. So we cut out a square bigger than the window size, and then I'm just going to take a Pritt stick and glue all the way around here, and then I'm going to pop this over the top, and if I press down a little bit then it will stick. Okay, so now we have our frosted window and our background. Super, so let's get on to finishing the front. Okay, so what we have here is the square that was actually cut out from the card, so we're not putting anything to waste. So this little piece here, all I've done is folded it into 4, like that. So folded it over 4 times, and then I've ended up with 4 parts. And then what I'm going to do is glue this part and make it into a Toblerone shape, like that. So I'm going to glue it, so I've got a Toblerone, and then this one, what you're going to do is take this, it's another piece of cardboard, almost like corrugated, and just fold it in half like that. So you've got a Toblerone, and then a rectangle that's been folded in half. Okay, so now I have wrapped the pipe cleaner around the first push pin. What I'm going to do with this leftover pipe cleaner at the top is make a tiny little loop, so it needs to be quite tiny, and then I'm just going to take it and wrap it around like that. This is okay, pipe cleaners are a little bit fiddly, but you get there in the end. There you go. So now I've got one here, and then another hoop up here. Okay, so now we have our 2 pieces of cardboard, our Toblerone and our flap. This one you're going to stick down here, so just over the top of the window. So this is almost like the, I don't know, the snow catcher to the window, so that's going to be stuck here. And then your Toblerone shape is the window ledge, and that's going to get stuck underneath the window. Okay, super, so we're coming to the last bits of our card now. So as you can see, we've got our window, got our flat bit, and then our window ledge here. Open it up, and then we've got our fireplace scene. So what we need to do now is thread another pin, another push pin, through the top up here, which is fine. There we go, because we put it through that little gap, that little hole. And then what you need to do is decide where you want your Christmas tree to be hanging. So I'm just going to figure that out, and then I'm going to mark it with a pencil. Right, so I've marked where I'm going to put my Christmas tree with a pencil, and now is quite a difficult bit. So you're going to take something sharp, or rather an adult is going to take something sharp and have a look at where you put your cross, and they're just going to put a hole through it. What you could do is just grab a sharp pencil and put it through, put some blue tack at the back and keep your fingers away, put this flat down and then stab through onto the blue tack, or just as easy, an adult can come around with a sharp pencil or a sharp object and pop a hole through. Soups, right, my hole is through, and now for the exciting part. You are going to take your Christmas tree. Remember, you folded or cut off the bottom push pin here. Now, these can be quite sharp. Now, with the pointy edge, what you're going to do is just thread it through that hole, because there's two prongs, there's a long prong and a short prong. Thread both prongs through that hole, push again, be careful of fingers, push all the way through, and then you should have something like that poking at the back. And what you're going to do is fold them out like that. So fold them out, and then what we're going to do is get some glue, glue all the way around, a nice healthy amount of glue. And then do you remember the wrapping paper from earlier that we've cut to size? That is going to get stuck over the backs, and it hides that push pin, so we don't have to see that. See that? Okay, so now we've pretty much got a whole Christmas card made. So we've got our window ledge, open it up, we've got our button Christmas tree. Now all that's left is to put our fake snow on. So what I suggest is using PVA glue. You can use a pritt stick, but it's a bit more fiddly. PVA glue with a stick, drip it across here, drip it across there, everywhere that we would expect to find snow if it had just been snowing. So along the bottom and along those edges. Right, here we go. How amazing is that? We've got our little snow scene. So now all that's left to do on a piece of paper is write our Christmas greeting. Okay, so that is now our Christmas card complete with the Christmas greeting on the back, and that is our window in. So again, there is our Christmas tree just hanging in front of a festive fireplace. If you do have time, you can always go and create some little characters. Like I made a little robin there on my first one sitting on the window ledge. It is completely up to you, but these are fantastic Christmas cards, and I really hope you enjoyed making them.